Gonna fall over. Hello, my name is Brian Lloyd. I'm the Movies Editor with entertainment.ie, and like a lot of people, I'm trying to buy my house for the first time. There's a lot of information out there, a lot of people have a lot of stories. I want to cut through that, I want to talk to the experts, whether it's an interior designer, a solicitor, or today I'm going to talk to Caroline Elise from Savills Ireland, who is a house buying expert. So, I mean, there's so many houses, there's so many areas. So I'm kind of hoping Carolina will be able to talk me through it and give me a bit of guidance. There's a bump coming. Sorry. Carolina, thanks so much for meeting me.
You're welcome.
You are a house buying expert. I am a house buying novice. I'm finding it really, because there's so much choice, I guess, in Dublin, like I'm kind of finding it very tricky to kind of whittle it down to what exactly it is that I want. So I guess my first question is like, what's the best way to whittle down to what you actually want in an area? Like, how do you do that? Like,
how to pick an area?
Yeah.
I suppose affordability, your budget's going to narrow that down for you considerably. After that, your future home needs to reflect your future lifestyle.
Yeah.
So your lifestyle basically, it comes into it a lot. If you want to be close to a park, to walk your dog, or if you want a garden, you might compromise being central and go out a bit further to get that space, or if you're not home very often and travel, you might want to be more central and have a blocked door. Connectivity is another big one. So how it connects you to the areas of priority in your life. For example, your commute, which is your most taken journey. Some people might have to factor in stopping off at a crash or a school into that journey. Most of us want to be connected to our social circles as well, and some people might need to be very close to their childminder. So how the area connects you to your life would be a big factor. The other would be infrastructure and amenities. So there's a lot to be said for being able to walk to the shop on a Sunday and get your local your coffee and your paper. But if you're a gym goer, what's a gym like? Spend some time there. If your children are going to play in the park, spend some time there, certainly before signing contracts, if not before going sale agreed, just to get to know the area, even restaurants and whatever you like doing, spend some time in the infrastructure provided there.
Should people consider areas outside of their budget, do you think?
Absolutely. If you really want to live in an area and you feel that the values are too high for you, you can still keep an eye on it. You can set up an alert on the online portals, and you might be pleasantly surprised. There might be a competitively priced property that comes up. It might need a bit of work, but you can always get a contractor to walk through and provide you with a quote for the cost of reinstating it before you proceed.
The average budget for a first-time buyer is 300,000. So, like, what areas in Dublin do you think kind of fit that price range?
There's loads of choice depending on what you want. I mean, you can get a one-bedroom apartment in Blackrock or Dunleary for that. If you wanted a second bedroom, which most people prefer to have, you could, for example, then go to Stepaside, Shankill, Sandyford, or more central then, you could go to areas, for example, like Stoneybatter, Phibsborough, Kilmainham, Irish Town, Ringsend. You could get a nice little cottage there, terrace townhouse. Or you can go further, for example, buying a 3-bed in Lucan or Swords. Yeah, so there's loads of choice.
What's your one tip for being in the bidding process?
Well, I have a few.
Okay.
The first is for first-time buyers to leave a bit of wiggle room in their budget to be able to bid with. So if you're looking at the top end of your budget and somebody else comes along, that could mean the end of you in that house, and it can be very upsetting.
Sure.
You can avoid bidding altogether by going for a new homes development where the prices are set. One thing to consider if you do that is the time frame on your mortgage when it's going to expire. So if you're choosing a house that's only going to be complete in its construction in 18 months and your mortgage has to be drawn down before that, or you need to check those time frames. You might be able to secure one in the current phase rather than a future phase. With second-hand sales, it's part of the process. It's part of almost every transaction. So I would say definitely speak to the agent, see how long the property has been on the market, see what level the offers are at. There is scope to secure properties under the asking price, but perhaps not to be putting a bid in when the property just goes on the market. Far under the asking, because it could be popular and somebody else will come in Definitely, if you put in lower bids, you can expect to be exposed
More
to
people
other bidders
yeah.
coming in. And if you really want a property and you see that the other houses, you know, in the estate or in the general area are selling around the price of the asking price, then why not go in at the asking? If you really want to secure it, definitely put in a strong bid and put your best foot forward, because it could mean other people will be deterred from joining the process if there's a strong bid on the property.
Yeah, so I mean, if you really want the house, there's nothing wrong with putting in at an asking price, as you say, or just put your best foot forward.
Yeah, I mean, if you really want the house, then you don't want anybody to come in and bid against you. And the best way to do that is to put in a strong offer. So Brian, I understand you are considering areas like Stoneybatter and Drumcondra. Do you want to go out there and take a walk around and have a look at the amenities and get to know the places?
Sure.
Super.
Okay, so we're in Drumcondra.
Well, it's considered to be the north side answer to Rathmines because it's the same distance, walking distance as city centre. They're both on a canal and they both feature the red brick Edwardian and Victorian properties. So there's lots of character in the properties here. There's a decent stock available and probably 50% of the stock will be in a first-time buyer's budget. There's some apartments and there is also some houses. But the amenities in the area are fantastic. I mean, it's a very lively, dynamic community. We've got Croke Parks, there's lots of concerts and there's lots of matches, so it totally comes to life.
Okay, so we're now in Stoneybatter. Stoneybatter, I think, is more known for kind of like cottages and also just like, you know, like the beautiful like stonework and the houses, and like there's a lot of, it's like it's old and new coming together.
Yeah. Most of the properties are 2 up, 2 downs that are from the 1900s. It underwent a massive renovation, so there's a great mix of local community who've been here for generations and then the new community. It's earned a reputation for being a bit of a hipster pub.
Yeah, I don't know if
I'm not sure you'll fit in.
I don't know if I'll fit in, yeah.
It's got its own Lewis, but you can walk into town.
That's great, isn't it?
Loads of amenities, so it's super convenient, not to mention pretty.
So I'm back. That was Carolina. Really excited to get going with this. Definitely told me a lot of information, a lot to think about. I loved walking around Drumcondra. I loved walking around Stoneybatter. And I guess my 3 main takeaway points are, when it comes to bidding, put your best foot forward. Okay, number 2, new builds, property prices are set. Older properties, be prepared to negotiate. And finally, number 3, when it comes to the area you want to live in, be sure to visit multiple times. Okay, so that's it for me today. Tomorrow, I'm going to meet Maura, Ulster Bank's mobile mortgage manager. So looking forward to that. I have a load of questions for her. So see you then. Yeah.